Hello YouTube friends, this is Major from Major Honey. I'm at my friend's bee yard, Eddie, today, and we're going to make some foundation. The homemade foundation that I've told you about in previous videos. We're here and we're going to go through the process of how it's melded and refined, and then we turn it into foundation. Here is his setup here with his cooker and wax, our dipping bucket, and our two medium super template, deep frame template here. And then this is the embossing machine here that the wax runs through and puts the embossing on the wax. And I'm going to introduce you to Eddie, and he's going to go through the process of the initial setup.
Welcome YouTube friends to my home. We're going to be making wax today, and I'm going to show you how to not make the mistakes I did when I first started. Everything needs to be set up and set right. This is a 30-quart turkey fryer right here, and you want to put about that much water in the bottom of it. I say, about an inch of water in the bottom of it before you put your wax in. This water helps hold the temperature of the wax steady and constant pretty much the whole time that you're dipping. Also, if there's any trash left in your wax, it'll settle out to the bottom and not get into your foundation pieces that you make. This here is set on 200 right now. It's a little bit hotter, but when I pour that wax in, that'll bring that temperature down and you can control it. You have to have your control dial on the one that you buy. You want your wax to be about 170 to 175, about the same melting point as for making your candles and stuff, for your foundation. The second part is you want your dipping tub here. Now the first time I started doing this, I forgot one most very important thing, and that's soap. You really need soap. If you don't use that soap, you'll spend hours scraping your wax off of your plate, your template plate. Don't be shy with your soap. Put some in there. After you fill it full of water, put some in there. Stir it around good. Try not to make very many bubbles and stuff. And you got your thermometer sitting here. I like this tub to be between 80 and 85. 90 is okay, but past 90, it keeps the wax really soft, and when you pull it off the template there, it'll split it. So between 80 and 85 is the best temperature. Have your templates made, ready to go, and this is a medium super, and I made it too long, didn't I? I got to go cut this thing off here in a minute. I just made that today. Over here is the embosser. This foot pedal controlled. This is the most expensive piece of bee equipment that I bought, and it works really nice with your foot pedal control. We'll fill this with water as well. This pan here. And of course, we will add some soap. The temperature on this is not that crucial unless it gets down to about 70 or below. Then it'll make the foundation brittle quick, and when it runs through the rollers here, it'll just crack out in little pieces. So that's why I said, a warm day is a good day to do wax. All right. Over here is if you are not afraid to leave things on overnight, you can charge that over yonder at night with your water and put your cakes of wax in there, and by the morning comes, it'll be melted and ready to go. But if you can't, then you want to get you a double boiler here that I made out of a couple of cooking pots. And fill it a good bit of water here, and then put your wax in a second pot and bring it up to heat and melt it. But don't boil it. If you boil this wax for more than 5 minutes, you will temper this wax and it'll just crumble in your hand like crushed ice. It'll be worthless. So you want to keep a check on it. And this takes about 2 hours to melt 15 pounds of wax to get ready to pour. So we're going to pour this over there. I'm going to go cut that template down 1/2 inch, and we'll get making foundation. All right, we got the wax poured in the cooker here, and one thing I failed to mention a while ago is your template. You want to put your template in your water here and let it soak for, 3 or 4 minutes or so, 5 minutes. I think this took us about 5 or 6 minutes to get ready. Now, as you see, we got suds and stuff up here, and I don't know if you can see that temperature or not, but we're right there at 170, 175. Right there, really close to that temperature. So we'll get this out of the way. This first plate, now, this first doing here is going to be a little dirty from all those suds and stuff that's come to the top. So just wipe off your soap and come in here. And you want to come in here like this to start with. Come in, roll it even, bring it up like this right here, and turn it over. And you'll see the dirt from the first one. And you want to count like 1, 2, 3, 4, or look at the wax and see how it solidifies and turns white. When it solidifies, turn it 360, come around, dip it one more time, like so. You just need to dip it is all. Turn it back over as level as you can and hold it. Let it cool down a little bit and solidify. You can tell when it does. And each time you do this, your pad here is warming up too. And as you put this over here, it warms up too. That looks good and nice and all. Let's see if it'll come off the first time and work good for me. Just put it in the water and bring it up. And voila. There's you a medium sheet of foundation. I made this a little bit big so you can pull this off. While it's nice and soft, just bend it back. And it just comes right off. This is too dirty of a sheet. We got some bees that likes the smell of that stuff and get in there. The best thing about wax is you can melt it again. You ain't lost nothing. So dip your board. Brush off the soap suds. Roll it and come in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Roll it back the other way and bring it up level. If you don't bring this level and you hold it to one side, then before the wax gets solidified, it'll ball up and you'll have a thick bead here on this side. When you run it through the embosser, it's going to be harder for this side for it to come out, and it will make your wax go to one side and it come out crooked. So we turn it 360 and we dip it really quick and bring it up and hold it till it solidifies. You can sort of see right here where it's built up just a little bit. See, it's high on that side, but that's normal. That's not bad enough, but it can be a lot worse than that. And we bring it over here. That looks good. Just push it in the water about 4, 5, 6 inches and bring it right up. And voila, she comes right off. Just like so. Nice, easy peasy. Now, if you don't have an embosser, that's all right. Because your foundation is more a starter for your bees to keep the comb straight. You can use this piece right here. You don't have to buy you an embosser. You don't have to emboss it. It just helps them get laying eggs faster. But that there's a perfect sheet of foundation. And it's thicker than most. I don't know if you can see that right there. And it is easy to work. Dip your board, soapy water, shake your soap off, come in here, 1, 2, 3, 4, bring it up, let it solidify. See, that wax is getting cleaner and cleaner and purtier and purtier. And the second dip, you just go in there and you just dip it and bring it out. Now, if the wax is not thick enough for you, then you dip it a third time. The more times you dip it, the thicker that wax is going to be. The hotter your wax in your pot is, the thinner your wax is going to be. So you try to get it at, I found that the temperatures that I use, I only have to dip it, the 2 times, and that's it, and it's all good. All right, we look good and solidified right there. Nice, beautiful, clean piece of foundation there. All right. If your rollers ain't soapy enough, then it'll stick to your roller. Voila, there you go. All right, now we're going to do some brood foundation, which is wider. It's the same length, but it's wider. And when you make your brood pattern out of that wide piece of board, you want to make sure that you put you a couple blocks here on top. If you don't, with the dipping and the wetness of this board in prolonged periods of time, it'll cause this board to bow either in or out. And you can see where it's bowed just a little bit. And these blocks are keeping it pretty well straight down. This has been in here for 5 minutes soaking. Get ready and you do the same thing with it. You wipe off your soap suds. You come in here at an angle and dip. 1, 2, 3, 4. You bring it up, you turn it over and hold it level until it solidifies. And it don't hurt to pop these water bubbles here. After a while all of them will be gone in there. And you'll see the water that's on the board, it comes down in here and it'll melt over time. It's not a hindrance to you. Turn it 360, just like the other one. Dip it and bring it out. And this wax is still a little bit dirty on top, but the more you dip, the less and less that it will be. You just hang on that, and you can see it sort of change colors as it goes. We got a nice little breeze going across here, which helps it solidify better and cool down. That looks about right, and we'll do the same thing right here. We'll just go in here, dip it. These pieces here, just pull them off to the side and come up, and there you go. Oops, hang on. That's all right. There's your medium foundation right there. It's not medium, but your brood piece. So we'll just leave that in there. We'll do a couple more right quick. Dip it every time. Dip your board every time in that soapy water. Come back. Go in at an angle. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring it up. Hold it. That was a fly, not a bee. As it solidifies, just turn it around. Looks good. You see where I pulled it up, it's a little bit heavy on this side and light on this side. When I dip it again, that'll take care of that. It'll make it even all the way across. There we go. That sun hits it just right. It should show up really good. You see how it's done turned colors and dried up really good, and that's good. Just come over here, put it in here, and dip it off. There you go. Another wonderful sheet. Every time I do this, I say to myself, $1.50 saved. $1.50. Well, that ain't quite that much, but I guess it depends on where you pick your foundation up at. I notice I didn't count that time because my wax is at the perfect temperature that it needs to be. All I need to do is just dip it in there and pull it off. And it comes with practice and doing this. You'll get the feel of it. But don't give up, because I'm showing you that this works. And this is if you have the time, this is a great savings to you, and especially using your own wax, you don't have to worry about a lot of problems that is associated with some waxes.
First of all, it gives you an idea of where your wax is coming from, and
Exactly.
depending on how you treat, for varroa mite and small hive beetles, and then you buy a commercial foundation, you're not sure where the wax come from, you're not sure what they're using for treatments, you might not like their treatment method, you might feel better about something else. This way you know what the wax has been through. Now, refining it does take a lot of possible chemicals that could be in it out, but it always makes us feel good that we know that the wax come from our bees, and then we refine it and use it with our bees as well, and it gives them a good head start, and we can feel like we're as organic as possible as we can be. And now, Ed, what was you was talking about your pot being here on the ideal temperature? What was that again?
That was between 170 and 175 degrees.
On your wax pot
on the wax pot here, the wax in this pot on top. You can either use, a thermometer here, or you go by Harbor Freight and get one of those infrared beams, and they are really accurate and do a really good job. I have one. Just kind of misplaced it for a while. I couldn't pick it out today to show you. But this is what I used first, was these and these thermometers, these long ones here. You can go on eBay and type in compost thermometers, and these really long ones will come available to you. Other than that, they're kind of hard to find. And they're not that expensive. About the same price as one of those infrared thermometers at Harbor Freight when they're on sale, or you got your 20% coupon. So it's either what works for you. That's the main thing about beekeeping and stuff like this. If this works for you and you're able to do it, then it's a good thing to do. It's best to pull these off right when you come out. It's the easiest. They come apart the easiest. As the wax gets harder as it cools down, this here gets harder to come off, and sometimes it'll split your piece of wax. All right, we're going to go over here to the embosser with these 4 and run them through. Beautiful piece of wax. You cut your cardboard to the size of your foundation that you're using to put it on, and don't stack more than 50 sheets. If you stack more than 50 sheets on here, then it starts bowing down the side, and sometimes it'll bow so much it'll crack in the center. But the weight of the wax causes that. So 50 sheets has been it works well for me. You see, each sheet gets prettier and cleaner every time. You get going good and you get cranking these out, you can do 400 or 500 sheets in an 8-hour day if you can stay with it. My back don't let me, so. I take plenty of breaks. Thank you for all coming. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, hit the subscribe button. Definitely leave your comments. I enjoy reading them all. Have a great day.
All right, YouTube friends, we're glad that we could bring you another video. This is Major Honey. Check that like button. Like Eddie said, leave us some comments. We'll try our best to respond and give you any advice. We'll help you any way we can. Thanks, appreciate you.